Welcome to World Changers Top, the channel where we uncover the lives and legacies of history's most extraordinary figures. Today, we delve into the inspiring and heroic story of Joan of Arc, the Maid of Orléans, who defied all odds to lead France to victory during the 100 Years' War. From her humble beginnings in a small French village to becoming a saint and a symbol of courage, Joan's story resonates through the centuries. What drove her to take up arms? How did she inspire a fractured nation? And what lessons can we draw from her incredible journey? Join us as we explore the life, triumphs, trials, and enduring legacy of one of history's most iconic heroines, Joan of Arc, the Maid of Orléans and the Savior of France. Joan of Arc, known in French as Jeanne d'Arc, is one of the most iconic figures in history. Her story of divine visions, military leadership, and tragic martyrdom has inspired generations. Born in 1412 in Domremy, France, Joan emerged from obscurity to become a pivotal figure in the 100 Years' War, leading French forces to victory against the English and their allies. Her unwavering faith and extraordinary courage have cemented her legacy as a symbol of nationalism, religious devotion, and the power of individual conviction. 1. Joan's early life. The humble beginnings of a heroine. Joan was born into a peasant family in Domremy, a small village in northeastern France. Her father, Jacques d'Arc, was a modest farmer, and her mother, Isabelle, instilled in her a deep sense of faith. Despite her humble origins, Joan's extraordinary destiny began to take shape when she was a child. From a young age, Joan exhibited a strong devotion to the Catholic Church. She spent hours in prayer and fasting, seeking spiritual guidance. At the age of 13, she began experiencing visions that she attributed to saints, including Saint Michael, Saint Catherine, and Saint Margaret. These visions, according to Joan, conveyed a divine mission. She was to liberate France from English domination and ensure the coronation of the Dauphin, Charles VII, as King of France. 2. France in turmoil. The context of Joan's mission. Joan's visions came at a time of great crisis for France. The country was embroiled in the 100 Years' War, 1337 to 1453, a prolonged conflict between England and France over territorial disputes and claims to the French throne. By the time Joan received her divine calling, much of northern France was under English control. The Burgundians, powerful French allies of the English, further complicated the situation. The French king, Charles VII, known as the Dauphin at the time, faced internal divisions and lacked the resources or confidence to reclaim his territory. The strategic city of Orléans had become the focal point of the war. Its siege by English forces in 1428 was a turning point. If Orléans fell, the path to southern France would be wide open for the English. It was in this desperate context that Joan's mission gained urgency. 3. Joan's journey to Charles VII. In 1429, at the age of 17, Joan set out to meet Charles VII. Dressed in men's clothing for safety, she embarked on a dangerous journey to the Dauphin's court at Chinon. Her persistence and the conviction of her faith impressed the local officials and soldiers who escorted her. When Joan finally met Charles VII, she claimed to have a divine mandate to save France. Skeptical but desperate, Charles subjected Joan to a thorough interrogation by theologians. After weeks of questioning, they concluded that her piety and sincerity were genuine. Charles allowed Joan to accompany the French army to Orléans, giving her a position of influence despite her lack of military experience. She adopted a suit of armor and carried a banner emblazoned with religious symbols, refusing to wield a weapon herself. 4. The Siege of Orléans, Joan's first triumph. Joan's arrival at Orléans in April 1429 marked the beginning of her legendary military career. Her presence boosted the morale of the demoralized French troops, who were inspired by her unwavering faith and conviction. Joan's strategic insights and bold leadership played a crucial role in lifting the siege. She convinced the French commanders to adopt a more aggressive approach. leading several successful assaults on the English fortifications. On May 8, 1429, the English forces retreated, marking a decisive French victory. Joan's role in this triumph earned her the title Maid of Orléans and solidified her reputation as a divinely inspired leader. 5. The march to Reims and the coronation of Charles VII. Buoyed by the victory at Orléans, Joan persuaded Charles VII to march toward Reims, the traditional site of French coronations. The journey was fraught with danger, as the French forces had to traverse hostile territory controlled by the English and Burgundians. Despite these challenges, Joan's leadership and divine mandate rallied the troops. Towns along the route surrendered without resistance, inspired by her presence. On July 17, 1429, Charles VII was crowned King of France in Reims Cathedral, with Joan standing proudly by his side. This moment symbolized the restoration of French sovereignty and marked the fulfillment of Joan's divine mission. 6. Joan's later campaigns, triumphs and tragedy. After the coronation, Joan continued to fight for France, leading several campaigns to reclaim territory from the English. However, her fortunes began to wane as political divisions within the French court and growing skepticism about her divine mission undermined her authority. In May 1430, during an attempt to defend the town of Compiègne, Joan was captured by the Burgundians. She was sold to the English, who saw her as both a military threat and a heretic. 7. The trial of Joan of Arc, betrayal and martyrdom. Joan's trial, held in Rouen in 1431, was a political and religious spectacle. Accused of heresy, witchcraft, and cross-dressing, she faced relentless questioning from English-aligned clergy. Despite her young age and lack of formal education, Joan defended herself with remarkable poise and intelligence. The trial was a sham from the outset, designed to discredit Joan and weaken French morale. On May 30th, 1431, she was convicted and burned at the stake. Her last words were a prayer to Jesus Christ, and witnesses reported that she faced her death with unwavering faith. Joan's martyrdom only strengthened her legend. She became a symbol of French resistance and religious devotion, inspiring the continued fight against English domination. 8. Joan's legacy, from condemnation to canonization. 25 years after her execution, Pope Calixtus III ordered a retrial, which posthumously exonerated Joan of all charges. Her reputation was restored, and she was celebrated as a martyr and national heroine. In 1920, nearly 500 years after her death, Joan was canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church. Today, she is remembered not only as a defender of France but also as a symbol of faith, courage, and conviction in the face of overwhelming odds. To be continued, in the next part, we will explore the broader implications of Joan of Arc's legacy, including her impact on French nationalism, her portrayal in art and literature, and a speculative take on how Joan might navigate the challenges of the modern world. Thank you for joining us on World Changers Top, where we explore the extraordinary lives of history's most influential figures. If Joan of Arc's story inspired you, please like, comment, and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content. Let us know in the comments who you'd like us to feature next. See you in the next video.